food safety issues are the major concerns for the public. And for these food safety issues, the regulations are one of the important things. Earlier, at the international levels, the regulations are formed. Each and every country in the WTO who has signed has developed its own regulations. Main regulations are international levels are done by the Codex Alimentarius Commission. They have all the regulations regarding the antibiotic, pesticides in the milk, meat and all other products. Most of the country adopted these regulations as such. But some countries like USA, they have the FDA regulations, European Union has their own regulations, EU regulations, and they have, according to their local needs, every country is developing their own regulations, limits for the food, these pesticides, antibiotics and other intoxicants in their food. The levels are called the MRL values, that's the maximum limits, the maximum residue limits for the food. In India, we have the earlier PFA, that's the Prevention to the Food Adulteration Act in 1954. In this act, we have some regulations. There are many other regulations like milk and milk orders, milk product orders, meat and meat product orders. For each products, there are the standards regulations, there are BIS standards, but there is no one unique standard. With the signing of the WTO of the India started needing their own standards. Then comes in the picture Food Safety Authority of India, that's FSSAI. That regulation is formed in 2006. In this, the new body is formed, statutory body is formed, that the main work to them, their main job is to develop all type of the regulations to give the residues levels, the pesticide residues, drug residues levels, microbiological standards. So all these standards are developed by them, and this is the implementing agency of Government of India. So it is the main central body which is implementing all regulations. Earlier they have started developing for the microbial standards, come with the dependent needs that our food is which is exported is returned back by the many countries due to the heavy levels of the residues. So what's the current level of residues in our food? This is taken to the consideration. And the levels for the MRLs, for the milk, for antibiotics and pesticides are in the final stage. Some has been put in on the website and they are in the final stage of the regulations. Major concern is that whether our farmers can go with that, produce the food with that levels, that because we have to go from farm to fork. We have to implement these things in the first farms, increase the improvement conditions in the farm, then our final product, that is the milk, will be up to that level, the limits. Laboratories, we do not have much laboratories which can test this. If a farmer wants that my product should be at international level, where should he go to get his food tested? This is the major problem. So now the Food Safety Authority of India is also emphasizing on accrediting the various labs. Ministry of Food Processing and Industries and the ICR is giving funds to the institutes or the private industries to develop these labs, accredited labs, so that they use the same results, they have the same results, same conditions. So the accreditation of the lab is the one of the important. If we have developed good laboratories in each state, first in the state level, then at the district levels, then these levels can be implemented. So simply putting the regulations that this is the MRLs is not serving. There are many issues. Sometimes one A group or B group test food samples and put the news and it create havoc to the industry. But this can be avoided if we have a database. So we need to generate some database for all these values. So if database is developed, then we can tackle all the major problems. Then we can guide and improve our limits on. So although Food Safety Authority is doing their own work, rules and regulations are developed, but we need to go for the improvement in the farmer level, the farm conditions, good farming practices, then the laboratory issues. Transportation for the milk, because it is a perishable issues. So we have to go for these transportation system improvement conditions.